Good morning, Jolly Cruise family. My name is Jason, and I am the Jolly Cruise vlogger. And this week, we're going to bring you breaking waves, cruise stories from the last week-ish from my backyard. So grab your cup of coffee. Today mine's in a Gilmore Girls cup. Sit back, relax, and let's talk about the last week-ish of cruise stories that have happened. Our first story today is about Carnival Cruise and their adults-only cruise. Now, I am sure you've probably seen something about it or heard something about it if you've followed anything having to do with the cruise industry in the last week. However, let's set the record straight. This is not some scandalous or some hedonistic type thing at all. It is not that at all. It is 100% right now an invite-only casino event cruise. Initially, the Carnival Magic was supposed to be in dry dock in October, November of 2025. Things changed like they do every day in the cruise industry. So Carnival decided, hey, we've got extra time, let's put in some itineraries. They added these cruises on the Carnival Magic and moved their dry dock into April, May of next year of 2026. So in that time, they decided, hey, on this November 1st cruise, let's tweak that and make it into a casino cruise. If you were booked on this November 1st cruise on the Carnival Magic, before they switched it and made it into a casino-only invite-type cruise, and everybody in your party is over 21, no issues, you're not affected one bit. The only people that were affected are people that had already booked this cruise and have children or anybody in their party that's under the age of 21. At this point, nobody under the age of 21 is going to be on this cruise. It is a casino cruise. It is geared towards adults in the sense that they're going to have a lot more offerings that are going to be related to that. They're going to have more casino events, more jackpots, more tournaments, things like that. Carnival has not come out with anything official that says, here's how we're going to help you rebook if you have anybody under the age of 21 in your party. However, being a former Carnival employee myself, I can almost guarantee you that they're going to waive any kind of fees. It would be for booking or cancellation or anything like that, because you're still almost 5 months out from your cruise. I don't know for a fact how many people this has actually impacted. And when I say that, I don't know how many people were booked on this November 1st cruise that actually had children that were under the age of 21 going. How do you feel about Carnival doing an adults-only cruise? Is that a cruise that you would want to go on? Do you think Carnival's kind of testing the waters to see if an adults-only cruise would be worth it? Is it going to be profitable? Or is it going to sell out? Are they going to have plenty of things to do? Are they going to make all their money in the casino and on alcoholic drinks that week? I don't know. But I'm really curious to figure out how that's going to work out. I can see where it would be very profitable for Carnival to do an adults-only cruise, given the fact that everybody would be in the casinos, everybody would be probably having the alcohol package, and that's where the cruise line makes a lot of their money, is on the casinos and the alcohol package and the beverage packages. But I can also see on the Carnival Magic with like 3,300 passengers on there, there's not enough stuff in the casino for everybody to play at any one time. So that could be kind of frustrating. I'm not a huge casino guy, therefore I did not get an invitation to go on this cruise. However, if Carnival needs to fill up rooms, I volunteer as tribute because that is my birthday week, and it would be great. Because if y'all know me, you know how much I absolutely love the Magic. I would still go to do that. I would still love to see how Carnival operates an adults-only cruise. I think it would be a great time for everybody. So let me ask you this honest question and put the answer below on what you think is. If Carnival turns one of their ships into an adults-only 21 and over the entire time, 365 days a year, it only sails 21 and over, is that a ship that you would go on? Would you go on an adults-only ship with all the Carnival fun? If you think that Carnival should do an adults-only cruise, then put in the comments below which ship you think that Carnival should tweak around and make into an adults-only cruise, 21 and over. That's 365 days a year, 21 and over. But also put in the comments below if you think that doing that would take away from the family atmosphere that Carnival is building and has built for the last almost 55 years. Our second story today involves the Norwegian Aqua that just started sailing in April. So it's only been sailing just over a month right now, but they've already started changing all their itineraries. The change is not something major, it's not something drastic, it's not something that really impacts that many people, but it is still a change. So for the next 12 weeks, up until the August 9th of sailing, they are changing the hours that you are actually going to be at their private island destination of Great Stirrup Cay. Initially, it was 10:30 to 6. Now it's going to be 9:30 to 5. So they are changing absolutely nothing other than the time you're arriving and the time that you're leaving. You're still there for the same amount of time, and they've already notified everybody. They sent out emails that said, hey, things are changing. If you have an excursion through Norwegian, they're saying, don't worry about that. We've got all that stuff taken care of. But if you do have another excursion outside of one that's you would have purchased through Norwegian, then be prepared because we're going to leave early. Now, Norwegian did not give any specific details on why they're changing this. However, for me, sorry, the garbage truck's coming through, so I didn't want y'all to hear all that stuff. Norwegian did not give any particular reason as why they're changing the times to an earlier time. However, for me, given the fact that I've been at Port Canaveral 3 of the last 4 weeks and seen where all the ships are coming in at, I could definitely see that the Aqua leaving Great Stirrup Cay, which is generally their last stop, coming back to Port Canaveral, I can see where coming in a little bit earlier would be beneficial. Because right now, you've got the Norwegian Aqua at Terminal 10, you've got the Disney Treasure at Terminal 8, you've got the Carnival Vista at Terminal 6, and they're honestly all there right together. You can stand on one of those cruise ships and hear the announcements and hear the music coming from the other one. I can pretty much guess and estimate that the reason that Norwegian is doing this, that they're coming back to Port Canaveral a little bit earlier, is the fact that they're trying to alleviate some of the traffic there because it is that close. But I could be wrong. I'm just a guy. Random thought. Is there a favorite coffee cup that you have? My favorite coffee cup is whichever one I'm holding at the particular time. But if you ask my kids, they'll tell you I've got way too many coffee cups. And I probably do. But what's your favorite coffee cup? Let's get into our next story. And this story actually comes from CLIA, which is the Cruise Line International Association. They just released their 2025 State of the Cruise Line Industry report. And their report is talking about record-breaking numbers. Starting in 2025, they're projecting 37.7 million cruise passengers. 2026, that number goes up to 39.6 million, 40.9 million in 2027, and then 41.9 million people in 2028. In those 4 years, that's an 11% increase in the number of cruise passengers. According to Bud Dar, who's the president and CEO of CLIA, he says that CLIA's 2025 State of the Cruise Industry report shows that cruising continues to be one of the most dynamic and resilient sectors in tourism, growing in line with the strong demand for cruise holidays, particularly among younger generations and new to cruise travelers. So the cruise industry is not going anywhere. In 2024, 31% of the cruisers were new to cruising, like they've never cruised before. Nearly 1/3 of the 37 million cruise passengers are new to cruising. And the stigma of cruising being for old people, that's gone away. Half of the cruise passengers in 2024 are under the age of 50. So yeah, it's a younger generation, but they're actually going more and more. If you look at the numbers and then break it down further by age, you're looking at the millennials who are 29 to 44 that have gone on cruises. 83% said they're going to go on a cruise again. Then if you go to the next generation, the Generation X, which are like 45 to 60-year-olds, 84% of them said they're going on a cruise again. Then you go to the boomer generation, which is like 61 to 79, and 81% of them said they're going to go on a cruise again. So not only are more people cruising, but they're cruising more often. Of those 37.7 million passengers that went on in 2024, 14%, or roughly about 5.3 million of them, said they do 2 cruises a year. Now, of that 37.7 million in 2024 that went on cruises, there's about 11%, or about 4.1 million of them, said they go on 3 to 5 cruises a year. So finally, for me, I am near the top 10 in something other than just good looks and dashing hair, because I went on 5 cruises last year. So woohoo! Yay for me! And I'm going on 5 cruises this year in 2025, and I'm so excited. God willing, I'm going to go on 5 to 6 cruises next year as well. Our last story today is 100% a rumor. Do not quote me on this unless it comes true. Then you could say, I heard it from the Jolly Cruise vlogger first. But there is rumor right now that Carnival is looking at bringing another ship into the port of Baltimore. Right now, it is only the Carnival Pride that sails out of there, but Carnival is actually looking at bringing in a Conquest class ship. Obviously, if you've ever sailed out of Baltimore, you know you have to go underneath the bridge. So there's a height requirement that you have to be under to make it safely underneath the bridge. Well, the rumor is, and this is a huge rumor, the rumor is that Carnival has not replaced their iconic whale tail smokestack on the Carnival Freedom because they're trying to re-engineer things so they can go underneath the bridge and they can bring another ship there to the Port of Baltimore. Do you feel that the Port of Baltimore can support a second Carnival ship? Would you, living in the Baltimore area, would you support a second ship going out of the Port of Baltimore? Would it mean anything to you if it had a smaller whale tail or no whale tail at all? To me, I don't really care because, you know, my thing, a cruise day is better than a work day any day. As long as I'm on a cruise ship, I don't really complain too much. But like I said, this is a 100% unconfirmed rumor that I've heard, but it would explain why the Freedom has not had its whale tail replaced. What are your thoughts? So that was some of the stories that came out in the last week-ish of the cruise industry. And, you know, I just wanted to share a cup of coffee with you guys and talk to you about the cruise industry, which we all love, because we all know that a cruise day is better than a work day any day. And if you like cruise news information like this, or daily vlogs, or ship reviews, or ship tours, food reviews, anything like that, I do ask that you subscribe to the channel. The goal for this channel this year is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're about halfway there right now. And we're about halfway through the year right now too. So we're on pace to do that, but I can only do that with your help. So if you have subscribed, great, thank you very much. Please share it with your friends. If you have not subscribed, then why not? What are you waiting for? If nothing else, you get to see this pretty face and drink coffee with me. Perfect reasons to subscribe to the channel. And we all know that the cruise industry is growing because we see the numbers. We see it every day. We live it. We love it. Because it's a merry cruising to all, and to all a good night.